said wrestlingheadlines.com or something. Yeah, real wrestling or actors. If you've actually done professional wrestling before, you'd know that it's not all fake and acting and stuff. Yes, it's predetermined. Yes, you do what you're supposed to do. Yes, you play characters, but the shit that you do actually hurts. Some of it does. Some of it doesn't. Anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. So I saw this thing on the internet, this internet website. I went there and I found out, hey, you can go on the internet and find out all the stuff about real life backstage wrestling information, besides just, the stuff you see on TV. Yeah, it's staged. It's not fake. If it was fake, then you wouldn't have people getting injured, people that have to retire because they have bulging and ruptured discs in their back and shit. When you take a bump in the ring, which is what it's called when you take any move where you fall down, that shit hurts. You get used to it over time, but it still damages your spinal cord, and then by the time you're 40 or 50, if you've taken way too many bumps like Jeff Hardy, then you're going to be crippled or in a wheelchair or something. Anyway, I found out you can find out all this shit about wrestling online, so I became one of the great smarks, They call people that are most of you marks, where they don't know shit about how wrestling works in real life, the internal stuff, the backstage stories, all that kind of stuff. The stuff that's really going on, not just the stuff on TV. They call them marks, especially the ones that think it's real. But anyway, and then smarts are the people that know some of the backstage stuff and all that. So I liked watching wrestling, but I still knew about how it worked. So I was a smark. Woo, yeah, smark. That was always a gay fucking word. Anyway, I'd been watching wrestling for a while, and we were at a bowling alley, and I saw an ad for, do you want to become a professional wrestler? And I was like, sure, that'd be pretty cool. Because, when I was a kid, I thought about how it would be fun to be a wrestler. But I figured, nah, I was a kid, so I watched it on TV. I saw Bob Backlund and Bret the Hitman Hart wrestling on TV, and they talked about how they had an extensive amateur background and a collegiate champion and all this kind of shit. And I said, well, I didn't do any amateur wrestling, so I could never be a wrestler. Little did I know that a lot of these guys are washed-up football players or something else like that couldn't get the job done in a regular sport. So they became a wrestler. Anyway, I saw the ad. Me and two of my friends decided, hey, we all like wrestling. We all have thought, wouldn't that be cool to be a wrestler? Let's go for it. So we went to the thing where they tell you about how everything works and how the training shit goes. So me and my two friends go there, and they tell us this big thing. They're like, professional wrestling is a secret society, and when we talk about this stuff, it's just between us. You're not supposed to tell anyone else. And they started giving us this whole big speech about how it's like a family, and we're looking for more people to be wrestlers or managers or referees, that kind of stuff for our company. In case you didn't know, there are like a shitload of small independent professional wrestling companies around the United States, besides like the WWF and that kind of shit. This is one of the small ones in Oklahoma. It's called Oklahoma Professional Wrestling. Wow, that's an original name, huh? OPW. Anyway, so then we find out you had to pay, I don't remember, it was like $150 or $200 down payment for the first training class, and then it was like $35 a week, every week. No, it was not backyard wrestling. Backyard wrestling is kids that go in the backyard that have not had any kind of training. They don't know how any of this shit works. There's ways you're supposed to do the moves, and if you don't do them right, then you get hurt. Anyway, backyard wrestling is stuff like Emperor and his brother did. Dude, I'm a wrestler! Anyway, we paid the first... here we go. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people in here going, wrestling's fake, wrestling's gay! Anyway, we go to the first training class, and I already knew a lot of stuff that they expected marks and shit not to know. They expected us to say, oh, that's how that works. Oh, that's how you do it. Oh. So they started off by telling us that it was a secret society and you're not allowed to tell anyone else. When you leave here, the stuff we've told you, that's a secret. And you're not allowed to go out and you can't tell your family, your friends, anybody. Little did they know that there's millions of people on the internet that already know all this shit. Me and my friends being some of those people. So we joined the thing. It was run by this little short guy named Rob something, except his wrestling name was Rocco Valentino. He's supposed to be Italian. He's a fucking midget redneck. He was about 5 feet tall. Is he drunk? Fuck you. Yeah, Rocco Valentino. He's a little short guy. He ran his own company. And Rocco Valentino sounds like a porn name. There you go. Yeah, it's a porn name. Wow, Lost Son seems to be high or something. He's typing in all caps and he can't stop. He was in charge of the company. We had gone to see a show there before we actually decided, hey, let's try and do this stuff. We went to the show, and he was the champion. Wow, big surprise. Once we found out he was in charge of the thing and he was running it, of course he was the champion, because he decided who won and who lost. He gives us this big speech about how, this is my company, I run it the way I want, and if I want to be the champion, I'll be the champion. If I don't want to be the champion, I'll let someone else be the champion. So this little short guy that sucks is running the company. So we start our training, and the first few weeks, everybody's like, what the fuck, are we going to learn how to do shit? What the hell are you talking about? Okay. We learned like almost nothing, it seemed like, every class for the first 2 weeks. We started thinking we were getting ripped off. The first thing they taught you was how to, get this, how to walk up the steps and how to stand on the ring apron. So first they show us that. So we're all like, what the fuck? So Rocco's sitting in a chair watching us one at a time. We go up there, climb the little steps, stand on the ring apron. He's like, no, you're doing it wrong. If somebody's in the audience and they're watching you come down to the ring and come up and stand on the ring apron, and you come out with your head down and everything, then nobody's going to want to pay to see that. You know, kind of like nobody wants to listen to Dimensions. But anyway, so first thing we had to do was learn, keep your back straight, keep your head up. That was like the most important thing that they're always talking about, is make sure they can see your face. Okay. So first we learn how to stand on the ring apron. Then we learn how to get in the ring. And people are getting in the ring. No, that's not how you do it. They're telling us you have to do it exactly like this. They tell us to shit like, put your first foot here, take your left hand, put it on the top rope, grab the top rope, and then step in through the middle rope, and then step in with the other rope, with the other leg. Then you have to stand in the corner. Your opponent will be across the corner from you. So then we learn how to get in the ring. Then the next thing we learned was how to walk around the ring. So this is some pretty advanced shit, huh? Of course, there's a lot of guys there that were wannabe wrestlers, like backyard wrestlers and shit. Yo, man, when we get to the power bombs? Yeah, I want to learn how to hit somebody with a chair. Yeah, there you go. So they didn't last very long. And people that have been trained to wrestle usually are not very friendly towards backyard wrestlers. And they'll let them come down there to practice with them and then beat the shit out of them for real. That's always fun. Anyway, we learn how to walk around the ring. They're like, make sure you stay directly across from your opponent at all times. You walk in a circle. I'm going to start skipping through this training shit because it's boring. First, they teach you how to walk around. You're supposed to keep eye contact at all times. Never go faster or slower than your opponent. Circle around. And then they teach you how to tie up. You have to do it just right.